And welcome back to the Link Through Social podcast. We have a really good guest for us today, Joel Miller from theskyfloor.com. Joel has been running a boutique marketing agency with his identical twin brother, Alan, for 17 years, and they've never hired a single employee. That's not a gap in their resume. It's the whole point. While the marketing world keeps telling small businesses to scale up, hire more, and hustle harder, Joel and Alan quietly built the Sky Floor into a valuable agency by doing basically the opposite, staying small on purpose, turning away clients who aren't the right fit, and charging based on value instead of hours. Joel also happens to have been born on Leap Day and has an identical twin he's worked alongside for nearly 2 decades and has a theory that most struggling businesses don't actually know their own business model. They just think they do. Joel, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Yeah, so that's amazing that you're working alongside your twin brother, and you've been doing it for a very long time. Why don't you just give us a brief background about your business and how you got started?
Yeah, so we are a digital marketing agency, but really what we are is problem solvers. So we
Yeah,
love to ask really good questions when you come in and think you know what you want.
yeah,
We find that a lot of people actually don't really know what they want or need next in their business. So we end up doing a little business coaching and business therapy even sometimes
oh
to
yes,
drive them towards a strategic outcome so that they're not just
right,
coming and saying, can you run ads for us? Can you make us a website? Can you fill in the blank? What deliverable can you give us? Yeah, we can do all that, but so can people on Upwork and
yes,
freelancer.com. That's not why what gets us up in the morning. We want to
right,
we want to we want to get in the weeds with you and partner with you and really feel like we're aiming towards the same hard to reach goal together.
sure, sure. That's amazing. Now, in your introduction there, I mentioned that um, you don't charge by the hour. So
Right.
how do you price services based on value rather than hours?
Well, it all starts with that first conversation, and it's all about asking really great questions. So the why conversation is huge for us. Why are you talking to us? Why did you pick us? But also, why now? Why do you want this work that you think you need at this moment in your business? And if someone can't identify that, for one thing, they need to know, or
Right.
or they're just going to get, we'll all do subpart work together. But
Yes.
if we can actually aim towards that next outcome they want, that next goal, so let's just pick something kind of common. Uh, they want to double their revenue in 2 years. Okay, great. Well, let's say you're at $200,000 and you want to be at 400,000, right?
Yeah.
If I can come up with a plan for them that's going to make them $200,000, I think, or more
Right.
in that 2 years, then it's a no brainer for them to spend $50,000 on the project with us. So it's really about deciding who we're serving and what we're trying to take them to at that next level, and then actually like putting a value on that so that we're defining that they're profiting. And then it might be a price that if you were to look at the hourly, you would go, no, wow, I would never pay $1,000 an hour. I mean, yeah, that's just a random example, but
Of course. Yeah.
when you can actually demonstrate that it's going to make them money, then we're all winning.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's a great analogy. Now, the emergence of AI, we speak about it every week here on the show.
Right.
How can businesses maintain the human touch in the era of AI?
I've been thinking about this so much more lately. I mean, it's how can we it not be on all of our
You
minds?
know,
And I think, well, I want to back up a little bit
sure.
and say that. So I think some people think AI is leveling the playing field, and it can do that. But what it's actually doing in a lot of cases is tipping it, making it
Yeah.
actually more. And so the way like I've been thinking about this is that we have these self-driving cars, right? That's going to become more and more common, and it can probably they're going to be safer than human drivers. It can avoid traffic for you. It can do all these things, but it doesn't matter if you have the Arizona desert. pushed into the GPS unit when you really need to be at your kid's softball game.
Yeah.
So like, so at the end of the day, right, you that's the human filter in that story is you
Hmm.
decide where you're going. And I
Right.
think a lot of people haven't figured out where they're going yet. And so the AI tools are just pushing them faster towards a subpar outcome. so
Sure.
so you
Yeah.
really have to roll it back and maybe do it's democratized execution. That's great. But the
Mm.
hard work has always been the hard work. And a lot of people still haven't done it. What
Yeah.
what makes you different? What are you actually trying to present to the world from your unique perspective? An AI cannot do that for you. You have
No.
to be that filter, that last human stop in the chain.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I think the misconception, you're right, is that a lot of people they think, oh, well, AI can just do it all for me, and I just put my hands behind my head and let it all work for itself. But it doesn't work that way.
No, it's really about differentiation, right? Like all the
Yes.
things that AI does well and will continue to do well, and it's probably going to shift and morph. It'll get more
Yes.
advanced, but the things that it does the most of will be the most common outputs. so
Yeah.
so by that very nature, the things that it's really good at aren't different enough to stand out. And so
Yes.
you have to figure out differentiation. And that's always kind of been there. It's
Hmm.
just now when we can get kind of a pretty good written output or photo or whatever, all the things we can do, when you can get
Right.
it fast, it just highlights that you still didn't know why you were different.
Exactly. Exactly. Now you have a controversial take on fail early, fail often.
Yes.
It's terrible advice. Why do you think this popular startup mantra is harmful and what should replace it?
I just think it's a little too myopic. It's a little too, we of
Yeah.
course understand intrinsically what people are saying, but if your child comes to you because they're having trouble with math, they can't get 4 plus 4, they say is 5. Instead, you don't say, all right, just keep failing through it. No, you're gonna show them on your, give them some first principles to get to a better result. And
Mm,
and so there's this like tacit understanding in the fail early, fail often mantra or mindset that failure itself is actually the goal on the way to success. I actually think that
yeah.
it's like if you haven't failed enough, you're not going to be successful. Well,
Right.
that's weird. Like we should actually want successful mindsets, not not like watch it all burn down and go, well, good for me.
Yeah.
So
It's
of
done.
course, like we know what they're really trying to say, and it's a great principle. Please learn from your mistakes. When something fails, figure out what went wrong, make new assumptions and tests and iterate on it and see what works. But maybe we should just like view it more as a call to resilience
Mm,
and progression and less of a badge of honor on the failure
yes.
alone.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Now, you and your brother have run a very successful agency with a very high dollar count with just two people for 17, 18 years. What's the secret to profitable growth without scaling
Like,
headcount?
yeah, with headcount, right?
Yeah.
Well, for us, it's been a combination of really focusing on that value proposition. So what are we offering our clients? Since we've become good at defining that, we're now only able to charge more than than we were before. I always just think the race is against yourself, so I'm going to
Yeah.
race against myself. But we also can we employ tools and other things. AI is one of them, right? We to make our process more efficient. But again, for us it's a strategic thing. We want to show up and actually interface with our clients. I don't want there to be this game of telephone that occurs sometimes. And you
Right.
have like the owner, project manager, developer, designer,
Can't
and
stand it.
yeah, we've all you sit around and you watch. You have some kids and you watch
Yeah.
them play telephone, and it always ends up potty talk at the end. Well, the
Right.
same thing kind of happens to a lot of clients.
Yeah.
They get this output and no one's really truly responsible, and you only talk to the owner when things are going really bad. So for us it's like let's partner with our clients, let's make it interesting because then I get to be a lifelong learner and learn new businesses and learn new ways, tactics and strategies, but to reach those outcomes.
Hmm.
And so I think like it for us, it was the differentiator is staying small on purpose and then clearly defining that value to our clients and entering into real partnerships where we're on the same team.
Right, right. Now, there are cheap competitors out there in every industry
Right.
and in ours as well. How do you compete against cheaper competitors without racing to the bottom on price? What's your
Yeah.
secret?
I think the secret really is just, well, one thing I think someone listening who's in our same boat could take this probably to the bank. But I I ask people, have they tried the cheaper options? So like if
Oh,
someone was coming to us for a website,
right.
one of my kind of why questions is it's kind of related to why us? Why did you pick us? Why haven't you tried Squarespace?
Hmm.
Well, if maybe they haven't even thought about it. For some of them, the answer might be it might be worth a try. but by acknowledging that there's lots of ways to do something, one, I'm opening up that honesty, that partnership channel really early on. But two,
Yes.
it gives me the chance to talk about why I think that probably wouldn't work for them because I'm going to give them custom work that's a differentiator, right? I'm going to help them understand that. And the Squarespace site will look like every one of the other ones, and it'll just be noise. Uh, so I think, yeah, it's really just about how you partner and position yourself because I'm not offering a commodity, right? Like
Mhm.
you go to Upwork, you're not going to find someone with the strategic thinking. It's just not going to usually happen. I mean, the people who are
Right.
able to do that are doing what we're doing. so,
Yes.
so almost by it's a filter to boot. So, and if someone doesn't see that, they're not going to be a good fit for us, and we won't be for them either.
Right, right. Now, your website is theskyfloor.com,
Yes.
and I encourage all our viewers and listeners out there to take a peek. And why don't you go through a few of the services that you and your brother offer at theskyfloor.com before we wrap things up today?
Sure. I mean, we kind of cut our teeth in graphic design and website design. So a lot of the things we do revolve around those items. But then, like our top clients, we are doing full service marketing for them. So they have like usually an internal marketing team, but they bring us on to think of the big picture, and that pushes into every category you can think of. So one example I love to give cross sections with AI and the human element. They have a sales team. I went and listened to 30 hours of their sales calls, their incoming calls, and found patterns where I thought there were weaknesses based on my 17 years of selling high ticket items. And then took that and turned it into a grading system where we made a custom GPT to automatically take the transcript and grade it on the 6 metrics and then shoot out a Slack message and a Google Doc to me and the marketing manager so that we
Mhm.
can improve upon their sales process. So the
Wonderful.
human part of that, right, was I had to listen to all that. I had to take I didn't just plug it in and say, you tell me what the weak points are. I used all of my experience to then make something that quickly gives us an insight into what's happening. So where does that service fall? I'm not really sure because that grew organically out of the relationship and a need they had that I
Yes.
saw. So again, really our biggest offering is partnership and working towards your success together.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, listen, Joel, I really appreciate you taking some time to join us here on the Link Through Social podcast. And once again, your website is theskyfloor.com. Please give it a check it out. And if you need to contact Joel about anything that you might need for your business, be sure to reach out. Joel, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
The Link Through Social podcast will be back right after this message.
Tired of stressing over what to post on social media? Meet Smart Post App, your all in one solution to create, schedule, and grow your content effortlessly. In just a few taps, you can generate engaging posts, Stay consistent and keep your audience coming back for more. No more guessing, no more burnout, just smarter content, faster. Whether you're a business owner, creator, or an entrepreneur, SmartPost helps you show up like a pro. Start posting smarter today at smartpostapp.com. SmartPost app, because your content should work for you.